Hello students, welcome to the second lesson of English grammar, which is sentences and phrases. In today's lesson, you will learn about what is a sentence, what are the different parts of a sentence, what are the different kinds of a sentence. You will also learn the definition of a phrase and what are the different kinds of phrases. So let us begin. A sentence is a group of words that makes complete sense. For example, she is singing. In this sentence, all sentences begin with a capital letter. They end either with a full stop or with a question mark or with an exclamation mark. For example, what is your name? Alas, he is no more. So, now we come to the parts of a sentence. What are the different parts of a sentence? They are subject and predicate. A subject is a person or thing we speak about. It is the doer of the action denoted by the verb. That means, in this sentence, for example, we go to school. Who goes to school? We. So, we is the subject. Second sentence, Mohan has lost the bicycle. Who has lost the bicycle? What is this sentence about? It is about Mohan. So, Mohan is the subject. In the third sentence, all the boys are in the playground. What is this sentence about? It is about all the boys. So, all the boys becomes the subject. The second part of the sentence is the predicate. Predicate is that part of the sentence that says something about the subject. Now, for example, in this sentence, what is said about the subject? It is said that we go to school. So, go to school becomes the predicate. Then, what does this sentence say about Mohan? It says that Mohan has lost the bicycle. So, has lost the bicycle becomes the predicate. In the third sentence, all the boys, what does it say about all the boys? That they are in the playground. So, here, are in the playground becomes the predicate. But one thing you must notice, children, is that in the predicate we have the verb. The subject never has the verb. Now we look at this part. The shepherd heard a barking sound. So who is this sentence about? The shepherd. So the shepherd becomes the subject. And what is the shepherd doing? He heard a barking sound. So that becomes the predicate. The second sentence, Kathmandu is the capital of Nepal. What is this sentence about? Kathmandu. So here Kathmandu is the subject and is the capital of Nepal becomes the predicate. Another sentence we look at. What is this sentence about? This sentence is about the red bus. So the red bus is the subject. And what does it say about the red bus? That it has 5 passengers. Now we will see about the object, direct and indirect object, and the complement in a sentence. When a verb in the predicate is transitive, it requires an object to complete its sense. For example, I throw. Now this sentence is incomplete. So it requires an object to complete it. So when I write, I throw a ball. So this ball becomes an object. He sang. What did he sing? He sang a song. So this word song becomes an object. Then there are 2 kinds of objects, direct object and indirect object. Now in this example that is here, we will see which is the direct object and which is the indirect object. The teacher gave sweets to the children. Now the teacher is the subject. The teacher is the subject. Now the verb is gave. What did the teacher give? Sweets. So that is the direct object. And to whom? To the children. So that becomes the indirect object. Then the verb is gave. And there are 2 objects, direct and indirect. So what did the teacher give? When we ask the question what, we get an answer and that becomes the direct object. When we ask the question to whom, that becomes the indirect object. So the noun answering what after the verb is called the direct object. Whereas the noun naming the person for whom something is done is the indirect object. We just saw about direct and indirect object. But when is that applicable? When the verb is transitive. That means there is a passing from one to the other. But when the verb in the predicate is an intransitive verb, it requires an additional word or words to complete its meaning. For example, the baby was. Now if we stop the sentence here, then we do not understand what they are trying to say. So the baby was, we have to add something else. The baby was alert. The baby was sleepy. The baby was crying. So all these are complements. Whatever you are adding, people are in the hall. So people, suppose I stop over here. Are what? Where are they? In the hall. So this in the hall is a complement. People are in the class. So that becomes a complement. Now we come to the different kinds of sentences. The first kind of sentence is a declarative sentence or an assertive sentence. What is a declarative sentence? Any sentence that makes a statement or an observation is known as a declarative sentence. For example, my name is Rita. That is a declarative sentence. I am an Indian. I study in standard 9. That is a declarative sentence. Now, two sub-kinds of declarative are affirmative sentence and negative sentence. In affirmative, whatever you say, a declaration that you make is, for example, I like mangoes. I do not like bananas. So that is a declarative affirmative sentence. But the negative sentence would be, he is not a doctor. He is a lawyer. Then interrogative, the second kind of sentence. It asks a question using WH words, what, where, who, whom. What are you doing? Where is he going? Who are you? Whom have you bought this for? So different kinds of sentences. You can also ask questions with do, does, did. Okay, so all those are interrogative sentences. Then the third kind, an imperative sentence. An imperative sentence expresses a request, a command. It gives advice or suggestions. For example, will you please carry these books for me? Stand up. Advice, study your lessons every day. Or suggestion, you must work hard in life. Then, the fourth kind of sentence is exclamatory sentence. These sentences express sudden, strong feelings or disgust, delight, grief, etc. For example, disgust. Oh, what a horrible painting. Delight. Wow, you have done a good job. Grief. Alas, he is no more.
Correct.
Now we come to the second part of the lesson, that is phrases. A phrase is a group of words that makes partial sense but not complete sense. It has no subject or predicate. For example, in spite of, pink in color, these are examples of phrases. Now, there are different kinds of phrases. There are three different kinds of phrases. The first kind of phrase is a noun phrase. Words that act as a noun in the sentence are called noun phrase. For example, to sing, making sketches. Now, in the sentence, he wanted to learn Sanskrit. To learn Sanskrit. Okay, so here this acts like a noun. What did he want? He wanted to learn Sanskrit. Then, so it is a noun phrase. Then, his hobby is making sketches. What is his hobby? Making sketches. So this becomes a noun phrase. It answers the question, what? The second kind of phrase is an adjective phrase. Now you know, children, that an adjective is a describing word. It describes a noun or a pronoun. So any groups of words that act like an adjective are called adjective phrase. Flowers with good fragrance have been used for decoration. Now here we can see that which words describe flowers with good fragrance. So this becomes an adjective phrase. Rohan, a boy with courage fought with the thief. So here it's which are the words that describe the noun with courage? So here this is talking about Rohan. So it becomes the adjective phrase. The third kind of phrase. The third kind of phrase is adverb phrase. Now an adverb performs the function, those words that perform the function of an adverb. What is an adverb? An adverb is a word that modifies a verb, that modifies an adverb, or modifies an adjective. And here we can see Jane walked on the stage very gracefully. Now which are the words describing the walking? Okay, very gracefully. They are telling us in what manner Jane walked. So this is an adverb phrase of manner. Then the second sentence, we looked for you in every possible place. Now the verb is looked. What is talking about the verb looking where? In every possible place is the adverb phrase. And here very gracefully is the adverb phrase. In the third sentence, flowers emit fragrance during the day. Now here, emit is the verb. So when do they emit fragrance? During the day. So this is adverb phrase of time. During the day. Adverb phrase of time. So students, I do hope you have understood this lesson and the concepts very clearly. I would like you to do the exercises given in this lesson. Also, I will be giving you idioms to learn. So, please write them down in your notebook and try to memorize them and try to revise them every day. Have a nice day.